What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the show. The boys are back from a small little break. We had to get an extra bye weekend. You know what I'm saying? Life be life, and man, sometimes you can't help it. We understand a lot was going on last week. But hey, we're back to give you this good content, these hot takes. Hey, man, either you could be with us, or you could be against the takes. We ain't got the smoke from nobody. It is what it is. But look, man, we here to enjoy. We have a good time. I'm joined by the boys. What's good, my man? C Note.
What's good with it?
We got 910's finest. BT, what's good with you, my boy?
My niggas, what's good?
And then, of course, we got D Doctor, Esquire Dave in the building. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah. Always a pleasure, man. Good to be back.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot to talk about. 2 weeks worth of entertaining action. As you know, college basketball has kicked off. College football, we getting down to the wire with these now that we have our second playoff rankings that's been announced. And then NFL, we're over the halfway point. And NBA, we're about 11 games in. We had our first NBA Cup games last night. So we kind of get in the thick of it in the sports world, man. The parlays have been parlaying. The bets are really going up, man. It's a lot of heartbreak out there. But hey, look, man. The Sass are here to catch it all, man. We outside, we inside, it don't matter. But man, let's start with the college gridiron, man. As you said, we got our second week of the college playoff bracket coming out. As for people that don't understand, this year it's a 12-team playoffs. We got the 4 automatic bids coming from the conference championship games, the Big 12, ACC, SEC, and Big 10. So the teams that win those conference championships get the automatic bid in the 1 through 4 slot, followed by the next 7 teams ranked. And then, of course, you get a team from a lower 5-tier team, as a team like a Boise State or a UNLV, fighting for that last playoff spot. So, fellas, we looking at these rankings. Of course, we see Oregon #1. They had one of the best wins of the season, still undefeated. We got Ohio State at #2. Texas move up to 3. Miami and Georgia, they took steps backwards after huge upsets this weekend to Georgia Tech and Ole Miss. Fellas, what do you think about these rankings so far? Is there anything that kind of looks fishy to you? As things look like it's the way it should be? Like, what's your thoughts so far?
I'll start it off. For me, I think it's right where it needs to be. I'm cool with, of course, Oregon being #1. You know what I'm saying? They undefeated still. Ohio State #2. They're #2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think talent-wise, Ohio State has the best talent in college football. It's just all them putting it together. What stood out to me though was still the SEC still got about 3 or 4 teams in the playoffs so far. They got 4, I think: Texas, Bama, Georgia, and Ole Miss bitch asses. But yeah.
No, get your shit off. No, fuck them. They fucked up the parlay. Fuck them.
Here we go, man.
Y'all know how I feel about Lane Kiffin, Bray Head clown, but
yeah.
They had a big win against Georgia. I can't even hate on that. They had a big win, man. So I mean, I think it's right where it need to be. Miami they've been playing with fire the whole season. Dre, that's your squad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree.
It was a matter of time before they kept playing with fire and getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? Georgia Tech beat them, but for the most part, I mean, I think it's where it needs to be. I'm interested to see that Big 12 race between Colorado and BYU. I'm interested to see how that pans out in the Big 12 championship if both of them go undefeated for the rest of the way.
I feel, but to your point about the SEC, I mean, we always talk about that's a conference that's looking like they're going to have about 3 or 4 teams. But what's interesting is down the line, the SEC can possibly have about 5 to 6 teams that are ranked 10 and 2. By the time they get to the SEC championship, it could get real messy. So it's going to be interesting how they deal with everything, because as much as they want to, the SEC wants to put about 6 teams in the playoffs, but between the Big 10, once they added teams like Oregon, and of course you gotta have the automatic teams from the Big 12 and the ACC. I think some of those teams are going to cancel out, but what opened the door is over the past couple of weeks, the ACC took losses where they shouldn't. have been taking place. That we had Clemson losing to Louisville the other week, and then Miami losing to Georgia Tech. So now it seems like ACC is at this point is only going to get one team in the playoffs, where there was a way for at least having two teams to make it in. So with that out, SEC seems having 14 seems more realistic now than any time throughout this year, because they're gonna go with the branding and the talent. We saw with how the whole Florida State thing happened last year. They're gonna put the branding and the talent, and the interesting that I saw, and not with this year's, not this week's weekend, but last week, was how they had Georgia number 3, and I think Texas was number 2. I know Ohio State was number 2, and Georgia was number 3. And I think it was like the Florida State effect, and they just saw the QB play at Georgia, and it was like this team was perfect except for that QB. And just like how Miami was playing with fire, Georgia was playing with fire too, with the QB just throwing mad interceptions and having mad turnovers. Even though they had an impressive win against Texas, it just didn't look good from the offensive end, and finally burnt them against Ole Miss. So I think that was interesting how they did that, and kind of work in their favor, because now Georgia is in a predicament where they don't even probably couldn't make the playoff. They got a big game against Tennessee this weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's that game that's pretty much a playoff game for Georgia right there.
And one more thing about the SEC, bro. The crazy thing about the SEC, it's no dominant team, bro. Because Bama beat Georgia, but Georgia beat Texas.
Yeah.
Ole Miss beat Georgia, but LSU beat fucking Ole Miss.
Right.
A&M beat LSU, but South Carolina just beat A&M. You know what I'm saying? So it's no Vanderbilt beat Alabama. It's no dominant teams in the SEC, bro. That's the crazy part about it. Like, I won't be surprised how the SEC finish out either way, to be honest with you. And it's bad quarterback play too, man. I'm not used to seeing bad quarterback play in the SEC, but it's real bad quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the SEC, the teams are beating each other up. I mean, this Tennessee Georgia game, I mean, to me, I feel like it's an elimination game. I mean, obviously, if Georgia loses, I don't really see them putting the 3-loss team in the playoff. But think about Tennessee. If they lose, what their losses, I mean, like they lost to Arkansas earlier in the season, and then losing to Georgia, it kind of puts them behind the 8 ball a little bit if they lose to Georgia, because I think, they still have Vanderbilt as the last game of the season, but I don't. I feel like it's an elimination game coming up Saturday night.
This is definitely an elimination game. The only thing with Georgia and Tennessee, the quarterback for Tennessee is questionable. I think he's gonna play, but he's still questionable. So Georgia might get lucky with that one. But
yeah, I mean,
definitely an elimination game though.
I mean, I think Georgia's overall is the better team, especially with that defense. I think they have probably the best defense in the country, but it's just that quarterback, man. Like, it all when it matters, sometimes it really just comes down to that quarterback, especially in SEC play. And if he's out there coughing up the ball like he's been the last 3 weeks going into a month, that's not a good recipe for Georgia, especially if we're talking about going into the playoffs.
Yeah, true.
But like you said, BT, the Big 12 actually has one of the most interesting storylines going to these playoffs. Colorado is on fire right now, and you still got BYU that's still undefeated in the conference. So that's looking like a head-to-head matchup. I know, Dave, you've been keeping up with your boys and everything. They accomplished the goal to be bowl eligible, but hey, man, a playoff position is right in front of them, man. It's possible they can. It's a path for them to get to that Big 12 championship and even win it. So, what's your thoughts on Colorado, and what's your overall thought about how the Big 12 is shaping up right now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right here, right now. Colorado is gonna make it to the Big 12 championship game, and it possibly might win that bitch to go to the playoff.
So, shit!
I'm just saying, because let's look at the schedule first off. So we play Utah at home this Saturday, big noon kickoff, 12 p.m. So that's 10 a.m. for both teams because we both on Mountain Time.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, so because like okay, and then after that, I'm not saying like the schedule's not easy, but it's not that difficult either. we do have a tricky situation going to Kansas
Mm-hmm.
right before the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So Kansas just beat Iowa State. They were smacking Iowa State actually before they won by I think 9 points. So
Yeah.
going to Kansas, I'm not sure. We other than earlier in the season at Nebraska, we've been playing pretty well on the road. We played well at UCF, at Texas Tech this past weekend. We played well at Colorado State. So uh, I think we can hold our own. But that game against Texas Tech, we had a very slow start. Um, we came out flat. I don't know if people were just shook by the tortillas that they were throwing in the crowd, which makes no sense to me, by the way. They just seem fat by that, but it's whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, once we're able to, call 12, as I say, call 12, had 100 yards passing, and a few deflections. I don't like who. Yeah, I don't know who else doing that in the college football landscape, but yeah, once we were able to, get some points on the board, we were able to, show how much of a better complete team we are. So yeah, we got Utah this Saturday, then we got to go at Kansas, then at home against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is the worst team in the conference. They haven't won a conference game yet. So
Damn.
Yeah, they 0-7.
Ain't the running back over there?
Oh, Oklahoma State, I guess. But they ain't doing nothing. I mean, they lost like 6 or 7 in a row.
Damn, that draft stock plummeted, boy. Shit.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I guess blame Mike Gundy for that. But but yeah, they haven't won a game yet in the Big 12 this season. So
that's sad.
I feel good about where we can go. It doesn't, because everything that we needed to happen in order to control our destiny has happened. We didn't necessarily need BYU to lose a game. BYU's probably not going to lose a game. Yeah, they had a close call against Utah, but I expected that because that's a rivalry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see BYU like losing a regular season game. This season. So, but Iowa State, I definitely saw them at least losing at least once or twice because they had a close call against UCF. They won by 3. And then I figured Texas Tech would give them a game. I wasn't sure if they were going to beat them, but they beat them with a game-winning touchdown. And then they just lost to Kansas. And I even felt that I was looking at when Iowa State still has to play Kansas State the last game of the season. It's at Iowa State, but I think those are two good teams. I think Kansas State is a good team. So as long as we need to run the table so that we don't put anything up to chance, because if we lose, that puts Kansas State back ahead of us if they keep winning, because they have the head-to-head over us. And then I don't know about the tiebreaker situation between Iowa State, because if we lose again, that put us at 2 conference losses. They have 2 conference losses. So I don't know. I think we were losing the tiebreaker even when we had the same conference record. So yeah, we just need to keep winning. I feel like we will. We control our destiny. Deion's doing a hell of a coaching job this year. We got the stimulus package rocking and rolling. So I think we're gonna make it to the Big 12, man. The Big 12 championship.
Okay, cool. All right, bet. All right, Corey, this question for you, and then we can probably move on to college hoops. So, as you saw, we got Oregon #1, we got Ohio State #2, Texas #3. They put Penn State at #4, and I'm just not feeling them at #4. Well, I know they had a quote unquote close game against Ohio State, but in the end, I just know Penn State's just not that good of a team. Is there a team you see in the rankings that should be replacing Penn State at #4, Corey?
If we look at the rankings, I mean, right now, because we know that they're going to end up dropping, but you can definitely see someone like Tennessee possibly. It depends on how they perform this weekend against Georgia, if they can get up there. Not obviously Miami, they should be up there. Miami definitely should still be a top 3 team, but once again, they took that loss. They took it on the chin, but I think that was more of a building block for them because it's good to get that loss out of the way early because it remotivates a team and prepares them for a playoff push. But honestly, realistically, if I'm looking at it, it really would depend on how Tennessee performs this weekend.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true.
But also like with the rankings, right? I think even with Miami at 9, I think they still in the bracket they like a 4 or 5 because the
four. They
Yeah.
right now they have them ranked as the 4th seed because of automatic bid win the ACC championship. So, I mean, as we know, just like the same which in Colorado is in the ACC and the Big 12 is pretty much like a one and done automatic bid. That's the only way you're going to get into these playoffs. I just don't see two teams coming out of that conference unless just only because like Clemson, I don't see how many opponents they got left in the way to up their ranking. They were sitting like in the 20s last time I checked. Then you got SMU. They just right outside. So maybe SMU, but that will require like Miami lose it in a way for them to get in. Like those two can only meet in the ACC championship game. So like SMU will need some help with like other teams losing in front of them in order to get into the conversation outside from the ACC standpoint.
Well, yeah, SMU will have to get to the ACC championship and most likely play you guys and have to beat you guys in order to even get a playoff spot. Because
and then it's a lot of moving parts at that particular point. Then because like how Dre said, like it would come down to those teams in front of them would have to fall down. It also would come down to if Miami is climbing. If Miami is climbing at that point,
And then think about like Indiana is about to play Ohio State in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so that's the game I'm waiting to see because that's going to be a rankings changer right there. The results of that game, if Indiana could pull the upset or not.
And then Clemson has 2 opportunities to beat quality teams. They play at Pitt this weekend, and then they have South Carolina at the end of the season. So they have
both of them
opportunities. Miami has to win out.
Miami just got to focus on Miami and just finish off the rest of their schedule.
Yeah.
Who else do y'all have on y'all schedule, Dre?
We have Syracuse at the end.
I think in Wake Forest.
And Wake Forest, I think.
Yeah, you guys have Syracuse. You guys have Syracuse last game of the season at Syracuse, and then you guys have Wake Forest. I think either this.
So it's like it's 2. So we have like pretty much like even the Georgia Tech game. I feel like it was winnable, and they just was not. They didn't mentally prepare for that. Be on the road. I feel like
that's all it was.
Coaching. Like, we just had 2 big wins. Well, we beat our rival in Florida State, and then we had that big game against Duke, Manny Diaz homecoming last week. That was a good game. Like BT alluded to, like we've been playing with fire for like over half the season. So like that was the Georgia Tech game. It was coming. It was like, all right, how many times can y'all just feel like y'all can come back in the second half and put these points up? So I hope that's a awakening that on both sides of the ball that we got to execute. The biggest thing when it comes to football is execution.
To be honest, that was the perfect time to actually take an L. If you ask me,
that's what I was about to say. You rather have it happen now than in the ACC championship, for example. Let it catch up to you now so that it can be corrected. Because it's just a matter of times like you fall behind and have to. Like you're not starting early, and then you have to like catch up in the second half. Where for in college football, like I guess either college or pro, like after a while that catches up to you.
Yeah, it does. It does. So I'm just waiting to see because talent wise, with this as a playoff team, I just gotta see how the coaching adjusts from this loss. So coaching is still some questions out there about him, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna see. We're gonna see for sure. But going over to the other side, going from the gridiron to the court, we're gonna stick with college in this conversation. We got college basketball up and running, y'all. We getting to see all the transfers, the new coaches, the freshman phenoms out here on the court. I know we pretty much 2 weeks in, but I'm kind of like what I'm seeing right now. We already had some good matchups. Teams are playing each other early so far this year. Some crazy results like Gonzaga beating the shit out of Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
But of course that came with a casualty. RIP to Mark Few's son. I don't know why he put that boy in the game with BJ.
That was a bad. Whoever threw him that pass was a bad pass. That was a bad pass. that was a bad pass.
Hey yo! If I was VJ, I would stop playing right now. I say that poster. I'm top 5 automatic. Like I can't go no lower than 5. Nah. That was ridiculous. Man, he ain't had to do that boy like that. He know he'll walk on, man.
Dude, that nigga dirty, son.
Yeah, that was crazy work.
Yeah, but what y'all thought so far? I know it's just a few games, but is anybody living up to expectations? Is anything popped in you so far? Like, is the Cooper Flag hype real? Are we feeling Dylan Hopper and Rutgers? Let's keep it real. Like, we can have honest discussions.
I think the Cooper Flag hype is real. I mean, 26-12, but please, like in crunch time, do not give him the ball and try to back him down the post.
Nah,
like,
get that nigga the ball,
do not
son.
do that. Like Tyrese Proctor or a guard should have the ball to set up the offense at the end of the game like that. Like I don't know what John Shire was thinking with that call or that play call or whatever, but I don't know. But what stands out to me is that teams like, obviously, like with Calipari going to Arkansas, like a lot of transfers and a lot of talent is obviously going to go there. Kansas has reloaded. One thing that to me was part of their demise last season was they had no bench. They had no bench.
Right.
And I knew that from early on in the season last year. Like, yeah, they're not gonna be a threat later on because they don't have any bench. Like, yeah, their starters are cool, but they only have like maybe one guy that threatens you off the bench. So now they're deeper. I know they Self went through the transfer portal and got a better bench. Kentucky is going to be a better team when we get to March because they're not relying on freshmen. They're relying on a lot of upperclassmen, and I think the things that you tend to need when you are on a path towards a championship, coaching, guard play, and upperclassmen really come in handy when you are on a title run. So I think they'll be better in March. Do I think they'll win the champ? I don't think so. I don't really think that, but I think they'll be better. I think they'll be a Sweet 16 or Elite 18. But yeah, that's what stands out to me. Like the transfer portal was put to good use by a lot of these teams. So it's gonna be and the playing field. There's a lot of more better teams, which is why I feel like this three-peat journey that UConn is trying to go on, I want it to happen, but I have concerns because we have no guard play. Or at least our guard play is not as good as what it was the past 2 seasons.
Right.
We don't have a true point guard. We have a lot of wings. We still have a decent front court, but we don't have someone that is a true like point guard like a RJ Davis, for example. Like we don't have somebody like that.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do in that situation. I mean, we have talent and we have like some guys that we picked up in the portal as well, and we have at least one a few guys from last season coming back, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough to defend our title.
Facts. I mean, stands out to me. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll just say good thing for y'all. Y'all play in the Big East, the watered down Big East. So y'all gonna have a lot of good practices to get all that shit figured out by March. So
I'll say like Villanova just lost to St. Joseph's, I think.
Villanova losing to everybody. That shit
They
over
are,
with
man.
over there.
Yeah,
They lost
them
to
niggas.
then they lose to like they lost to freaking like Old Dominion,
Somebody,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
first of all, shout out to Mike Jones, the Matthew grad, the Matthew legend over there. You know, head
Uh-huh.
coach of the Matthew. He over there, Old Dominion. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh god, oh Villanova, hang this shit up, bro. Like, hang this shit up, bro. It's
That's crazy.
it's bad that Georgetown is like watered down, but like Georgetown, Villanova, like damn near Syracuse, like Syracuse is so down, like they hoping that Cayenne Anthony is committed there, and they acting like he's
Yeah.
playing like his daddy. Like the Big East is in shambles, bro. Like
This
like
not the Big East that we grew up on.
like
No, it's not.
where
Oh.
I need that Mark Jackson meme, man. What happened to the game I love, man? What happened to the Big East, man?
I need the disdain. That's what I need. I need that disdain to come back. Big East ain't got
Like
no disdain.
you got teams like Creighton balling in the Big East.
Yeah.
What the fuck going
Yeah,
on,
you got
man?
Creighton and Marquette running shit, bro.
Wait a
Like,
goddamn minute here.
That's ugly.
You got Creighton,
Like-
Marquette, and then St. John's is gonna be in the mix too because of Patino. So
Oh, you know Patino.
Yeah,
I
Patino
love
get them right.
He gonna cheat his way to it. I respect it.
We back in the
Yeah.
strip
Definitely,
club.
definitely gonna do that.
We back in the strip club.
That's the only thing that's hindering. That's the only thing that's hindering. Ain't no strip clubs in New York.
New York, I'm about to say like, ain't nothing in New York.
You gotta go into the city with it. You
Wait,
gotta go into the
wait.
city.
But wait, because when he was in the South, boy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey man, that
Louisville,
Kentucky,
boy.
I say that Kentucky Fried Chicken serves well, man.
That was in some legs and thighs being passed out for sure.
Hell yeah.
But what's some of your thoughts, Corey, man? Like what you seen out there?
Nah, BT. I'm gonna let BT finish it up.
Oh, go ahead, my baby.
Nah, you good, bro? Nah, so what stands out to me, man, I like seeing these good teams play each other early, man, just so you can get a measuring stick about where you're from. So I like seeing the ranked teams play against each other, man. Even if you catch an L early, you know it's a good test for you. So I ain't gonna hold you. Like I don't watch Duke play until they play UNC. So like I seen the highlights of their game that came across, you know, my YouTube or whatever. But like I don't watch them play.
Hey man,
So-
the ops are an afterthought, man.
Bro, I'm
Fuck 'em.
just keeping it in the bed with you, bro. Like I don't watch
Fuck
them
'em.
play till they play UNC, bro. I just can't watch the Duke game. It's just me, the UNC fan. bro.
It makes you're allergic to it. I get you. You're
Yeah,
allergic
man.
to it.
So I can't watch. I can't watch them
the way
fools
that they
play,
play,
man.
the way that they look. That's an ugly ass color blue.
Yeah.
BT.
Hey, nah, but shout out Isaiah Evans, man. He's from the Ville, you know what I'm saying? Play for Duke. They ain't playing him right now, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing him box, my dog ain't getting no minutes. I don't know why, but
They
you know,
need,
shout out to
man.
him, man. Shout out to him. But for me, Kansas is good. You know, they deserve to be number one. But when they played UNC Friday, like
Yeah,
if that
what's
game
your
was on
thoughts?
if that game was on a neutral court, UNC
Oh yeah,
wins
it's a
that
dub.
game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like UNC wins that game. So, but shout out to Kansas though, man. You know they got it like you said. They went to the transfer portal, got a bench now, so that bench helped them out because they was banging in threes. I'm like, damn, every shot they took was going in. UNC, I like the way UNC plays. It's a different UNC team. No Armando Baycott, no like real big man down there. We got to rely on guards this year. So RJ, Elliott, Self, Ian, and Drake. It's a more athletic team than what we used to seeing with UNC. So like I love the guard play. You know, we keep the guard play up, we're gonna be all right with UNC. But yeah, like I said, I like the early testing for all these teams, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I saw that in the chat a lot. I was really concerned about the lack of big men, especially when they was getting in foul trouble. So you see that as a like foreseeable future, like this can be like reasons why y'all lose certain games because like that 10-year pressure is just not there like I used to with Armando and like past UNC great big men that y'all used to have in the post.
That's
But
what I
the
was about
crazy
to
thing
say.
is with Kansas, they was a whole lot bigger than UNC, but UNC out rebounded them,
Mm-hmm.
which was crazy to me. But that just shows like how the guards are getting rebounds. Jayla Withers is getting rebounds. She had a double, I think. So It's just they gotta be rebound by committee for them this year. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Washington can give you some easy points. Hopefully.
To be honest, like with us, and this is just me being honest, like I see us not fully making a run, but I see us going deep into the tournament, probably like a Elite Eight team. I don't see a Final Four. Yeah, like I don't see a Final Four mainly because we don't have that big man. Like that's not UNC ball that we're gonna have to play. Like this is gonna be something brand new. Like we're used to an inside-outside game, a dominant guard and a dominant big that's gonna be able to play off one another. Another. We're not doing that anymore. Like how BT just said, we have athletic guards. We're gonna have to rely on wings. It's like rebound by committee. Like while that could be a good thing because you don't know who you can game plan for, it could end up also backfiring on us whenever we get into playoff time.
The only way I see UNC making a Final Four run is if RJ and all them get hot at the right time. Like they did back in 2022 when RJ and Caleb just got dumb hot and Brady Manning.
Yeah.
They all got dumb hot at the same time. So if all of them can catch fire in the tournament, then it could be dangerous because UNC going to tire you out. Because HD want to push the pace, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got the guard play to push the pace. So if they get hot at the right time, I can see them making a run.
Just in time.
My nigga.
Just in time.
Goddamn plug in Charlotte.
The biggest plug in Charlotte. Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's up, y'all? We was just talking college hoops, man. We was going over the Kansas UNC game. We was just talking about like how y'all saying in the group chat. One of the things that could like hinder y'all this season is like the lack of interior presence with big men. So BT was just kind of over that, and Corey. So like, what's your thoughts of like that of the game and like overall what you've been seeing from like college hoops for like the past couple of weeks?
Like UNC's lack of size definitely is going to be a problem. Like. But, I mean, the biggest problem with that game was if RJ Davis shows up, we win the game. Like, straight up.
Nigga couldn't make a shot. Like, I told Dre and them, like, bro, if that game was neutral court, UNC wins that game.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And the fact of the matter is, as undersized as we were, we competed on the glass pretty well, all things considered. Like, at times we were getting dominated, but then at times we were able to counter that with pace and gang rebounding and got Dickinson in foul trouble. But, you know, they showed a lot of heart coming back from 20 and fall out, and a lot of teams can't do that. Like, this is different. So we showed a lot of mental fortitude. That's definitely a game that's going to help us down the road. It's a game I would like to win because I can't stand Kansas. And y'all, your boys got our number right now. But it's all right. We'll see y'all in March. We'll definitely see y'all at the Dean Dome next year. But as far as college basketball from a whole, I mean, I'm sure you guys touch on it. I mean, we kind of see why Cooper Flagg has been getting a lot of hype. You know, he had some mistakes down the stretch, but I'll say this. My unbiased opinion on Duke, they'll only go as far as, what's his name, Kneppel.
Yeah, Kneppel.
And some of their other guards can take them because March Madness is about guard play. Rarely do you see a team when they say do a championship with average point guard play in the tournament. Like you have to have good guard play. And Kneppel is an interesting prospect. Has decent size, can shoot, can play the game. Some NBA teams will definitely look at him kind of like a taller Reed Shepherd, Dalton Connect type of prospect.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
He knows how to play the game. To be honest with you, I ain't really watched a lot of other teams yet. I mean, Kansas, number one, they look solid. But, you know, the more we get into the season, the more I watch. But Carolina's an interesting team because, you know, they struggled their first game, but then they, you know, look good at times with Kansas. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You know, especially as we approach the holiday Thanksgiving tournaments and ACC SEC Challenge, so many other big matchups in December. So definitely looking forward to that. As far as NBA, real quick, actually, we can look at the schedule real quick. I mean, Gonzaga beat the brakes off of Baylor. I didn't see that coming.
I mentioned that earlier, and honestly, I was thinking like because I still ever watched that game. Gonzaga might be a surprising team this year, and it's because they got on that team, like from what it
Yeah.
looked like. Because when I remember when they went to the championship game against Baylor, and we were trying to, I told T, I was like, I feel like Baylor's going to win this game, and he was like, for real. I was like, because when you look at it, that Gonzaga team, Suggs was like the one athletic dude on the team, and he runs the point guard. But Baylor is a team full of athletes, and once Suggs got into trouble, it was just a snowball effect from there on, and Baylor won a championship that year. This year, it seems like they got a lot more physicality to them, and it seemed like they got people that like they got some brothers on that team, like some dogs over there. Because that beatdown they did to Baylor was probably like the most impressive win so far this season to me, in my opinion. So I feel like Gonzaga might be a team that we'll look out for.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, definitely. Like they look good, but with Gonzaga, it's about what they're going to do in March.
When it matters, yeah.
Because they play in a conference that doesn't help them prepare for March, so they have to do a lot of their heavy lifting early in the season to build their resume up. And then it's like, okay, you play that early on, but you're a different team. When you go through the grind of a season, it's a long season. You're not the same team in November that you're going to be in March. And not having that, not being in a conference that helps them get even more battle tested where they can kind of coast, hasn't helped them win a national championship. So I think that's really the biggest issue why Gonzaga hasn't really been able to get over the hump. They've gotten to the championship game twice. They got there in 2017. They got there in 2021 after COVID. But they just haven't been able to get over the hump because they're just not really battle tested in conference. But they had to do a lot of heavy lifting early in the season, and things change. Get worn down as the season goes on, or injuries happen, or confidence gets shaken. There's a lot of things that happen throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, I feel that, but
when you're in the eighth.
No, not to cut you up, but to your point, because we talked about this with Dave earlier. When you mentioned like they're not in a good conference, UConn's not in a good conference either. Like that's not the same Big East anymore. And UConn they play like a good out of conference schedule, but once they get in conference, it's like, all right, we just playing these games. We get to the Big East tournament, and now we get to the real dance. Like, so it's Gonzaga. I feel like Gonzaga's kind of like in the same boat, and I just feel like now that it comes down to like now that you got the physicality. Now you got more of a balance on your team. It's not just finesse ball. You can go into the paint. You got some athleticism. Maybe you can do a little bit more this season, but like you said, they when it comes down, where you looking like in March? But I just feel like if you're a good team, I think you should overcome a lot of things. But I understand your point, Gonzaga, because UConn has able to do it. Gonzaga hasn't yet, so that's the big difference overall.
Yeah, Gonzaga.
I think the Big East is just. I was saying you're right, but I just think the Big East is better than the West Coast Conference, and
that's true.
There have been some years where the Big East has been up and down. They're not consistently good, but there have been years where they've been decent. I would say I'm not gonna say strong, but they've been decent. But the West Coast Conference, outside of St. Mary's, who really gives Gonzaga?
I was gonna say just like they have St. Mary's and BYU, like UConn has Marquette and Creighton, and at least like this year that's it. Like so, it's kind of the same, but I don't know. Like those bottom tier teams are better than Pepperdine and I don't know who else. I love these things.
Nah, it's like I forgot about that.
Loyola Marymount. Teams like that. So I mean, who'd you like? Who's better competition, Providence or Loyola Marymount?
Yeah. You know what? I give you that because when it comes down to it, the West Coast Conference is literally like a 1-2 team going into the tournament. At least the Big East will field you like 3-4 in a bad year. So
I think we got 4 in last year. I think it was Marquette, Creighton, UConn, and who was that it? Seton Hall, I think, right? No, not Seton
Oh yeah.
Hall.
Yeah. But I will say about the Big East,
Yeah.
whether old Big East, new Big East, one thing about the Big East, their physicality is usually pretty high in that league, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so that definitely prepares you for March. Not saying, I mean, I don't like I said the West Coast Conference isn't really on par. I'm really surprised that. Oh wait, sorry, I'm blanking real quick. Sorry, it's been a long day. But are they trying to like form some type of new like Pac-12 with Gonzaga in it or
Yeah.
something?
They are.
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
trying to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know, but Gonzaga's
I
definitely an interesting team to watch for sure. Though.
I think Gonzaga missed the train to impact. Like they should have tried to join the Big 12. I mean the Pac-12 years ago before it dissolved. At least basketball wise, because I don't know what kind of football program they got over there. But at least basketball wise, to put themselves in the comments where you can kind of see like USC, UCLA, Oregon, like play those teams, and so you can get better prepared when you get into the tournament. Because even if they make this new big Pac-12, you're gonna go through the same problem because the teams that they put into this or that's involved, they still subpar West
Yeah.
Coast
Arizona's
teams.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
UCLA's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arizona
you're
State.
right.
So it's like it's a lateral move in a sense. So it's like you're
Yeah,
really not changing anything. Maybe you get a little bit more branding because the Pac-12 has a name to it, not like the West Coast Conference, but talent wise, it's just a lateral move. So
facts.
like Gonzaga's better off just being independent and just scheduling like the country whatever they want to do. Like be like the Notre Dame of basketball, they better off doing that rather than trying to join the unless they want to step into like one of the big boys conference since California is playing, it's in the freaking ACC and shit. Like anything's
I
possible
think.
now.
I
Free.
think Gonzaga can
So
come to the Big 12. They can go to the Big
They might
12.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they
might as
play Kansas
well.
every year in Arizona, so I mean, there's definitely some I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see Kansas and Arizona in the same conference. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Arizona kind of one of them teams nobody's really talked about. They still have good talent. It's like they can't go over the hump either. They get to Sweet 16s, they fold. Losing teams they have no business losing to. They get to the Elite Eight, they can't get over the hump. It's like when is Arizona going to get over the hump? Like get to a Final Four? That's another team. So my brain is fried. It's been a long day. So I've been thinking about teams to watch out for. Like Arizona, you bring back Caleb Love. Um, their coach has had teams that have been 1 seeds, 2 seeds, and get bounced in the
yep,
early.
First or second
Tommy,
round. Yeah.
what's the coach? Tommy Lloyd.
Tommy
Yep.
Lloyd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy Lloyd. So he's underachieved. Like he had some stacked teams, bro, that underachieved, high seeds.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do in a new conference? So that's definitely gonna be another team to watch out for as well.
yeah. I mean, I'm not, yeah, it's early, but I think we're in for an interesting college basketball season. We finally got the height that's been kind of missing the past few years because we got these phenom freshmen coming in between Flag, H. Bailey. We see him in the preseason, but we haven't really seen him lately. But Dylan Hopper, he's been balling for Rutgers. I feel like as a Wizards fan, I'm on the recruit, I'm on the trail. I gotta make sure I'm scouting all these top caliber players because I don't know what some of these teams are doing, but I know we supposed to be tanking the right way, the righteous way. These other teams, like fucking Milwaukee and Philly, man. I mean, fuck, we could just get to it right now, man. Cause what the fuck, man? What the fuck going on, bro? What the fuck going on, man? Cause I don't like these tanks near my tanks. I don't like these teams near my tanks, bro. Ain't no way in hell y'all telling me y'all Cooper Flag is that nice that you got Giannis over here tanking and shit. You got Philly with Embiid over here tanking and shit. Y'all not these teams not supposed to be near my tanks. I don't like this shit at all, y'all. I don't like this shit at all.
I mean, well, with the Bucks, bro, we know what that problem is. I'll let Corey talk about that one.
That sense is so nasty, PT. That's off the backboard with him.
This fucking criminal, Glenn Rivers, should be nowhere near a basketball court in the continental United States.
Oh,
This man sounds like he smoked 2 packs of Newport.
Hey.
100 full flavor.
Hey, bro.
Menthol. And then walked on the court and decided he was going to attempt to coach. Dre, I don't know if you got your clipboard by you, But I think you need to. I think you need to fax that up to. All right, cool. You got it. Yeah, I think you need to send that up to Milwaukee because they ain't got one up there.
Man,
They don't have.
They ain't gonna know what to do with it. They ain't gonna know what to do with that thing.
Hey, Corey, if this was 2K and you have to get coach's icon, he definitely don't got a clipboard next to his name. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Hey yo,
I promise you.
Who it was? I think it was KD who dropped that tweet in the chat the other night. They said, you know what, the 08 Celtics got to be the greatest team of all time because you went out
with Doc Rivers.
Glenn Rivers. I don't say Doc. This nigga ain't no fucking doctor. Glenn Rivers being your coach.
Nah, man, that 08 team, it was just the fact that KG wanted it so badly, he wanted a championship so badly, like that big three wanted it so badly, like when they talk about it, they're like, yeah, during that year, all we did was just talk about going to the NBA Finals, like that's all we talked about. I'm like, yeah, they wanted it badly. It didn't matter who coached that team. They wanted it that badly.
Hey, they talk about that ring like they the 2000 through 2002 Lakers. That's how they talk about that one ring.
It feels like the equivalent. It feels like the equivalent, don't it?
But truthfully, though, like, I'll jump aside. I think in 09 they were better than they were 08. But when KG got injured,
no, they definitely were better in 09.
That killed them. I would love to see them play against the Lakers that year if a healthy Andrew Bynum. I think that would have been a war.
Yeah.
They met the next year also, war, but I think
also Rondo was stepping into the role a whole lot more, so he was actually able to lead that team of stars and be the point guard for that team. Like that's the one thing I did like seeing about those teams is the growth of Rondo. And y'all know that Rondo's one of my favorite players anyway, so it's never
one of my favorite too.
Yeah, it's never gonna be any type of disrespect over here. I just hate that he's on that coaching staff.
Yo, that's crazy, man. How bad the Bucks went down, bro. Since that coaching,
they haven't developed any. The players they drafted, they haven't. You know the difference between Milwaukee and Boston. You know when they met in 22, when they went 7. Since then, Boston's been able to find guys in the draft that fit what they do and develop them. Peyton Pritchard, that Walsh kid that they drafted.
Yeah.
Even one of their big guys, like their third string center, I can't even remember his name. I watched them.
Or Cornette or something like that.
I know. The black dude. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he was playing the other night. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
He just comes in, he does his job, solid, and then like they got Cornette. Yeah, like they just find guys and they plug them in and they do their job.
And they're good with getting players too, like a Derek White. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how Drew fell into their lap, bro. Like,
no, we how many times we got the Milwaukee was their own demise because but for some reason they just felt like trading Drew to Portland was going to be the end all be all. Like Portland was going to flip him. Like no other like contending team was going to pick up Drew. So you traded for Dame, thought Drew was going to be in Portland, and then you forgot like. Oh, Boston was like, oh, we about to flip this Marcus Smart shit. And they got Drew,
And they got Drew.
I seen that shit coming a mile of fucking way. That's the crazy part about it.
Because when we was talking about it last year, we was like, Phoenix needs to look into that. We was like, Boston needs to look into that. Like, these are two, Miami, and Boston was the one. Boston didn't even hesitate. Like,
And this is the thing. Because I know how all of us feel about Boston. But the one thing that we cannot like sleep on them or disrespect them about is the culture that they actually bring to basketball. Like when they are dominant and they're playing ball the right way and they're doing things the right way.
The ball moves.
The ball moves. Like
ball
you cannot
some of their draft picks, they have not hit. They just don't draft well. You lose Grayson Allen. We talked about it when they made that trade. Like losing Grayson Allen was a bigger loss than what people realized. He's one of the few guys that can put the ball on the floor and get to the rack and finish at the rim or create some offense for himself. They lack that, especially with no Middleton out there, and they just haven't developed any young guys.
And also Grayson Allen, like the one of the only white goons ever in the NBA. Like we can
Man,
feel how
fuck
we
him.
want
He ain't,
about
he
him.
ain't no
Dirty
goon.
as
But
hell.
No,
he a
I
bitch.
don't know. He ain't
Dirty as
not
hell.
goon,
He
bro.
a
Dirty as
Nah,
bitch.
hell.
nah.
He
I
a
can't give him
bitch.
the goon
I
title,
can't give him no
bro.
goon. I can't give him
I
that
can't give
goon.
him the goon
He
title.
ain't
Nah,
Nah,
intimidate nobody.
nah.
he dirty. He
I
dirty,
got
bro.
that's your
Hey,
first tech, Corey.
look.
Calling
Nah.
calling a fuckboy a goon. Hell no, that's a tech, man.
All right,
That's your
so
first warning. That's your
okay,
first warning for
he's
the
not a
night.
Nah.
goon. He not a goon. He a bitch.
Look, man. If I see Grayson
That he
Alley
is.
in a dark alley, I'm just gonna keep walking like ain't nothing, bro.
So all right, I
Like,
got one
yeah.
better. He's the Michael Jordan of Brooks from Houston.
Like,
Oh my
Man.
Corey.
If he gonna be a bitch, he gonna be the best one.
Hey, man.
look,
But you know
look.
what's
I'm
also
a kid.
crazy, bro?
Go ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
A lot of people not talking about. Look how bad Brooke Lopez has regressed. I pulled up his
Yeah.
stats.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Only
He's
9
getting up
points,
there.
5 rebounds a game, 39% field goal percentage, bro.
Ain't
39%.
he?
As a center,
26
yeah.
from 3. Only 5 rebounds a
Lopez.
game.
Lopez getting up there
That's not
now.
gonna get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez is
He
like
getting up
what,
there.
30,
He
35 or
is
something like that.
Yeah.
36.
36.
Yep. 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 So like the thing, so I know T you was mentioning like the differences between what Milwaukee and Boston's been doing since that 7 game series. Boston has kept their identity as much as people try to tear apart Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. Much as the turmoil happened with Udoka leaving and they bring in Joe Mazzulla, as much as all these things that are happening, Boston has kept their identity. Even how much we was going against it, they still won a championship off it last year. I know they had to add Porzingis and Drew Holiday to like upgrade the 5 in the point guard position, but they kept their identity and won the championship. Milwaukee, on the other hand, Giannis said, "I need a superstar," so they went and got Dame, but that ruined their identity because Milwaukee was good on the defensive side. They was good with in the passing lanes, and for every reason, Dame and Giannis, after a year plus in, just still don't look like they play
They
good
not gelling.
individual ball, but together it just doesn't seem right. Like they clicking right now. It's weird to watch.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
And
it's
we
in
can
jail.
put a lot of the blame on Doc Rivers, but who
Glenn
really
Rivers.
started all this mess is Giannis. Giannis started all of this because he started, yeah, like Dre said, he started the you know
I
the
need this,
talking
I
to the
need
front
that.
office. I need to play against with a star point guard, another star. Okay, they trade Drew Holiday. Okay, we hire Adrian Griffin. Oh, I don't like playing with this like up for this coach. All right, we get Doc Rivers. Now you see where they at. It all points to him. And you like
See,
Giannis has to lay in the bed that he laid. This is what he started.
we
He's
called
the
this.
origin of this.
The thing about it, we called this. We called this. Do y'all remember? Literally, last year before the season even fully got underway, when it was one major piece that walked away from that organization.
Yeah, you talking about Terry Stotts? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
We've been saying that. Yeah,
When Terry
Wow.
walked away, we was like, something ain't right about this. That's Dame's man right there. That's Dame's coach. Y'all
Mhm.
brought him in to make sure Dame was gonna be mending in and fitting in properly. But him walking away literally after like 2 or 3 weeks of being hired by the team, that the writing was on the wall at that particular point that something wasn't right.
And I get one last point between the two teams because this is very important. Remember, I said that Boston was willing to give up Marcus Smart, somebody that was like the heart and soul of the team, somebody that was grit and grind. They gave him up in order to get a piece like Drew Holiday. The Bucks made a mistake keeping on the Middleton because the writing one was on Middleton. Like when it came to contract discussions, they had plenty of opportunities to get a younger player or get younger pieces to kind of fill that role Middleton had. I understand he was on that team that won a championship and everything, but y'all knew even internally in the organization that man's knees just shot. His something going on with him every season since they won that championship, and they didn't want to part ways with him. They gave him another max contract, and now since last year he's been off the court more than he's been on the court, and they dealing with that effect too. So I just feel like Milwaukee just wasn't good GMing with this team, and they now not good coaching this team. Rather, what Boston they better off on both of those fronts.
Yep, and literally as we speak, the Bucks are down 8 at home to Detroit. Giannis has 34 of their 69 points.
God.
Game plan?
Nah, he in
Not
concussion.
listening.
Yeah, he in
No
a
game.
concussion.
And Brook Lopez actually showed up tonight, but Torian Prince giving you nothing. Pat Connaughton gives you nothing. And yeah, they're in trouble at home versus Detroit. Literally as we speak.
Okay, so outside of Milwaukee and Philly, because we understand what's Philly issue, we don't really got to harp on that. It's really Joel Embiid health or bust when it comes to this team. I'm looking at these Dallas Mavericks. They 5-6. They just come off another close loss last night. Are we looking at any issues with this Dallas Mavericks team? They didn't have the start that people thought they was going to have. They already lost to Phoenix. They lost to Golden State. Like, is this just a beginning of the season? They're going to turn on soon, or should we be looking at teams like this should be concerned over here?
I think
I think they got some new pieces. Oh, right there. Go ahead,
No, I was just gonna say Dante Exum, but I think you were probably gonna let you say the same thing. I think I was just gonna talk to injuries because I think when you put someone like him or like certain role players back into the rotation, it puts everyone else back in their rightful spot. So I guess once that happens, I think he's supposed to come back next month or I think 2 months from now. I think that may help things, but it may be other issues as far as ball movement or just how the offense is running.
Luka has a groin injury. He has a nagging little groin issue, which there's really nothing you can do for groin set rest into time. PJ Washington's been out with a hamstring injury. They lost Josh Green, so trying to integrate some players that may have played different roles. So I'm not going to say I'm out on Dallas yet. I'm gonna give them a little bit more time, but if they're still kind of nagging around 500 by Christmas, it could be concerning. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Just like you said, injuries, integrating new pieces.
Man, tell he ain't got shit, bro. Tell that nigga he ain't got shit. Wait till I pull up, man. Wait till I pull up, T. Man, I show man. Fuck him up, man. It's all my bad, bro. My bad, bro. We getting out. My bad. Bro.
Dallas sometimes get out this. I'm seeing Dallas get out the slow start. Even last year, they were really like a 7-8 seed for most of the season. They surged at the end of the season to get to that 5 spot. So
okay, yeah, all right, cool, all right. And I guess one final topic before we switch over. So already we seen major injuries going around the league. KD has the calf injury. They say they're going to reevaluate him in 2 weeks. And then Zion, again, out indefinitely. I know I'm missing some other injuries. Who else? Chet's going to be out for 2 months. But he pretty much out until January with the hip injury. Paolo. Yeah, so I guess to y'all, which team it's going to be affected the most with their injuries, in a sense, because there's a lot of big names that's shelved right now.
I'm going to say Orlando. I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't think about that either.
The reason I say I don't know because the East is weak and they still defend at a high level.
Yeah. I think
Corey, you said OKC.
Yeah, I think OKC because you're losing a major part of your offense and of your team, point blank period. And they still don't have Black Zay either. Black Zay still out.
That Hartenstein not there yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be real with you. They have no front court because Jalen Williams is not playing.
Yeah.
Black Zay not playing. Chet is down. They literally playing like straight up 5 guards, 5 wings. And right now, I think they're still winning against the Pelicans, but Pelicans are wild Zion Williams. I don't know. I haven't seen CJ out there.
And Pelicans don't have DeJounte Murray, right?
He's out. Yeah. So, is it just time for the Pelicans to blow this shit up?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's looking like that.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I know they just got DeJounte Murray and shit like that, but like. You got reports with Ingram on the block. Zion can't stay healthy. CJ ain't shit all on and off the court. Like,
hey man, y'all gonna say I'm crazy, bro, but bring Zion back home, bro.
Hey.
wait a minute.
Hey, I mean,
You
we
sure?
need a big. We need a big. I see the vision. I see the vision.
We need a rim running big man bad. LaMelo
Yo,
Ball
him
is
and
so
LaMelo
Booster
Williams.
Devontae.
That shit would be hell.
Hold
Oh
on,
my
T.
God. Lob City.
I see the vision with X's and O's. I see the vision with X's and O's, but we're not talking X's and O's with Zion. Who's the vet that's going to help? Who's the vet?
We talking
look,
food and hose, not X's and O's. Food and hose.
You got Charlotte and all of South Carolina next to this motherfucker, man. You saw the damage he did in New Orleans. You saw what
You got Atlanta.
Charlotte building a lot of lounges.
And then he got DC about 2 games a week, 2 games a year, 2-3 games a year. Who's the vet that's going to protect Zion from himself on that team?
The vet is going to be Charles Lee. Charles Lee is going to be the vet. That's the only person.
Hey, Dave, bro.
Hey,
I'm sorry, bro. I hope.
Kimber back.
Hey, Dave, I'm sorry, bro, but Zion going to go after your photogenic.
Hey, bro. Hey, I have no idea who that is.
We do not know that person.
Yeah, we don't know
who that is.
We don't, bro.
I have no idea who that is. No idea.
I'm just saying.
The Pelicans need to break it up.
I'm just saying, if it was a player, I would get it more likely be Ingram. He's a healthier player. He's more reliable. But I understand the vision with Zion. Like him and LaMelo together, man, that's a scary sight.
Then you got then you got Miles. Like that would literally be.
I'm sorry, Miles can go
west. I mean,
Miles
and his studio time about to get shipped out.
You gonna put him in the studio down
injured, Miles really.
They gonna be out there saying, "Baby."
Miles has kind of got to a slow start this year, bro. Before he got injured, like, he had a couple of good games, but he really got to a slow start. Brandon Miller really kind of been inconsistent as well. I don't know. We can talk about the Hornets real quick. I'm like Charles Lee, man. Like I don't know what type of system he's implementing. I don't know if this is an adjustment period or what, or sophomore slump for B. Millie. But outside of LaMelo, it seems like a lot of guys haven't really. Trey Mann, he had a back problem, so he's kind of had some slow games lately as well. So like I don't know. Charles Lee's a young coach, and I'm sure he'll adapt. But man, like you got to unlock Brandon Miller somehow, bro. Like I know Brandon Miller hasn't played a lot with LaMelo, so I don't know if that's a dynamic that not that there's conflict, but like trying to figure out how to play with each other. And Brandon Miller's got to be more assertive, bro. Like he was terrible last night versus the Magic in the in-season tournament, and we need him right now to be that guy because Miles might return next week, and then who knows with Mark Williams, bro. Like at this point, sign JaVale McGee. I know, Corey, you brought it up in our chat, bro. But honestly, at this point, we have nothing to lose, man. Look at Dwight Howard, bro. We have nothing to lose at this point right now. The East is down, bro. Like this is the time that we should. Like lose to Philadelphia with no Embiid and no Maxey, bro. It's inexcusable, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm about to say it's just Boston.
And do we even believe in Cleveland?
And
I mean, I'll say this: like Kenny Atkinson's brought them together and. Like that Jarrett Allen Mobley dynamic, they kind of figured that out, and then Garland and Donovan kind of figured it out. But they're not beating Boston. When they get Boston some bump,
they can. I mean,
actually, think about the playoff series last year. The playoff series last year actually it was a 5-game series. A lot of them games were competitive though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna beat Boston, but I think it goes 6 games.
Yeah,
Boston will have one game where they just jack up a bunch of threes and brick.
Yeah, I mean, like Cleveland's just one of those teams. Like you have a team like this every year that they have a hot start, and they may have like a really good regular season. This reminds me a lot of like when Toronto did it before we got our ass whooped by LeBron. But But I mean, you have a team like that. Even like the Knicks were like that before Trae Young showed up in the playoffs. So yeah, I think the Cavaliers can get to the conference finals. I think they can, but I think it might be 5 games again if they play Boston.
Good blocks. Damn, Shea. Shea out here hooping, bro.
Hey man, it's a carry job right now.
No, it really is. Like that was a nice last week. But yeah, it's really just Boston's conference to win, bro. It's like ain't like all those years we talk about, like when LeBron was running the East, Boston damn near can probably have like a 3 to 5 year stretch of doing the same shit, unless teams like Orlando and Banchero, like just because of his overall play, keeps evolving and challenging them. But with these 5, and Porzingis not even playing yet, and they just out here. I know they got upset the other night against Atlanta, but if we're just looking at the overall picture, Boston is just like, what don't they have? Like, if we're being honest.
They complete, man. They got everything.
And what I have to admit and give credit to Boston, again, it was a lot of different scenarios and situations going on where this team could have been selfish. They won a ring. There's a lot of disgruntled players for different reasons going into the season, but yet they still coming together and look like one of the best teams. Again, without Porzingis, so I think they coming in with a better mindset than they did last year before they won the chip. So you kind of like
too, man. So they can
they playing free and they
play
more
with
focused.
ease. They can play free.
Crazy.
Yep.
That's the danger that you don't want to see with a team is whenever they are playing free and they are more focused.
Yeah, I feel it. And I know one of them has a major injury, but who has a better impressive star out there in the West? The Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns? Because both of them only have about 2 losses, and both KD and Steph have been very good in clutch moments this season, especially when Steph. I know Steph missed a couple of games, but both of them, they seem like they got extra boost from playing with each other on that Olympic team, and they look like they probably went back about 5 years, honestly, the way they've been playing lately. So which team between those two things having a better start to their season so far?
I have to go with Golden State.
I'm going to say the Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the Warriors too, man. But Buddy Hield, bro. It wasn't a big addition.
Bro.
It wasn't like, I think Dre, you said this one time. It wasn't a big addition, but it was something that was necessary. Like it wasn't that star free agency pickup, but it was something that you needed like to help your bench. So
Definitely Melton too.
Yeah, very solid pickup, man. Even Cal Anderson still behind. You know what I'm saying? He over there hooping.
Yeah.
So they got all the pieces they needed, bro. Like, cause with Phoenix, they got Tyus Jones. That was a real big pickup for them. But they still had KD and Booker, so we kind of expected them to do what they're doing a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But with Golden State, I did not expect this. I'm not gonna hold you.
No.
And what's crazy is like their tallest player is 6'9". This player's tallest player 9. They still out rebounding teams.
Wait, Trace Jackson Davis?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Kevon Looney coming off the bench. And he's 6'9".
I know Tish was on one BT yesterday, bro.
Man, luckily, hey, it's all good, bro. She was chilling. She was talking to her this morning, but it's all good. She deserved it.
BT, who do you think's happier, bro, with that game last night? Tish or KD?
Hey, yo.
Hey, man.
Yo.
Hey, shout out to KD, man.
Shout out. He probably was just because, Steph did what he did.
We love this game. We love the disdain.
I think KD was just a little upset because Clay hit 6 threes though. Like
that was.
But I think he wanted the perfect defeat, bro. It's like he wanted him to go out there and shoot like 1 for 10 on the field. Basically, what he did, what got him kicked out of Golden State in the first place, with that piss ass performance, that got Golden State kicked out, bro. Like, but hey, yo, T, you
Hey, I love her agenda.
Hey, man.
I mean, because I know you just missed before we get into the NFL. Anything you want to say about the rankings, real quick? Like anything you feeling? Anything in particular you're looking at?
College football.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, they're in good position for now, but let's be honest, bro. Indiana, bro. I don't think Indiana would be. They'll get smacked by Bama, Georgia, Texas, LSU. They're very fortunate. We'll find out next week how good they really are when they play Ohio State on the road. Penn State, they're gonna get in just by default, but I'm not buying Penn State either, man. Like,
yeah, we
they're
talked.
close to
We
the
pretty.
playoff.
Yeah, we said the same thing. It was like Penn State. They really not a number 4 seed team. I mean, a number 4 overall ranked team. Indiana. We're gonna see about them when they play Ohio State. But you're right. We hit on those points too, man.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is Miami still being in the top 10 after the loss. They should be able to finish the season, win the rest of the games and probably get in the ACC championship game, but still being in the top 10 is going to help their cause. Just be interesting to see what happens the rest of the ACC because there's a scenario where the ACC champion might not get a first round bye, like because Boise State might be ahead in the rankings. Like, let's say, for example, Clemson.
So
gets the
ACC,
ACC game.
so ACC championship doesn't automatically get them don't automatically get you a bye.
It's the highest 4 conference champions, including the Group of 5.
Okay.
They mentioned it this morning, I think, on Get Up or something, and I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, I didn't know that." I
Okay.
assumed it was the Power 4 conferences, but
yeah. Okay. That makes it everything. That changes a lot then. Okay.
because like you got 5 conference champions, including the highest ranked Group of 5. Team.
Right.
So if Boise State wins their conference, they're a conference champion. Depending on where the committee ranks them versus Miami or Clemson or SMU, that's a scenario to watch out for.
So but what if Boise State loses one more game? Are we still gonna get a team from the Mountain West? Or are we gonna replace them?
No. It's where they are in the rankings.
Okay.
So you take the 5 conference champions, you basically see them by ranking. So like right now, Oregon would be the 1. I'm assuming Texas would be the 2 seed, and then of course the Big 12 champion.
BYU's undefeated, so they number 3, and then Miami 4 right now.
Yeah, for right now, but like BT, I mean T, you brought up a great point. Okay, I did not know that. So so it's actually more to it than I thought. So it's still a lot to decide going on these next few weeks, man. So this is really going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's really the scenario to watch out for. I think Miami being ranked to the top 10 is going to help them.
Okay, for sure. All right, bet. Shout out to T, man. See, that's why you gotta have a guy that be on the scene, man. T be knowing, bro. T be knowing. But I guess we can finish off this episode. Let's get into some NFL. We've been off for a couple of weeks, so we had some deadline moves. We had some QB changes. We had some pink slips being handed out. A lot of action going on and off the gridiron. I know Panthers, y'all joined a 2-game win streak right now. Bryce Young able to kneel down twice in a row. Like, hey, how y'all feeling overall? Because on the one hand, yes, it's good to wake up on Monday and be like, we have a victory, especially against teams like the Saints and the Giants that ain't worth a damn. But on the other hand, this is hindering y'all in the draft position. So what's your overall thoughts on how the Panthers are doing right now?
Ready for a losing streak. That's what we're ready for. I mean, if we want to get Travis Hunter, I mean, that's what we got to prepare for. But, I mean, like the schedule, maybe we might get like maybe 1 or 2 more wins, but
we'll beat Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
Definitely going to beat Dallas. Who else they got? They're going to lose in that game. They got Patty in there.
Some telling me that we might beat Tampa Bay one of those times.
We play Tampa Bay at home.
They're banged up.
They're
banged up pretty bad.
Yeah, we could beat them. So that's the 2 wins right there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it can go 2.
The Cardinals, they just been on fire, so I'm not counting that as being. anything.
Nope.
The one thing about the Cardinals game is that's a West Coast team coming to the East Coast for one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that might be another dub. We
Well, the
might end
Cardinals
up.
look
We
good.
might fuck
I'm not
around and
gonna
have
lie.
6 wins.
Honestly, when no soon as that kick went in and we beat the Giants, I stopped talking about Travis Hunter because I really don't see it. I hate to say it, I don't see it
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
Hey, you
And
need to start thinking about Will Johnson or somebody else, yo.
he gonna be
Well,
gone too.
yeah,
Yeah.
If we don't pick in the top 5, bro, we ain't getting none of them
Or
niggas. They
whoever
gotta start
the
looking at
or
linebackers or D
whoever the
linemen.
second
exactly.
best
We
offensive
definitely
lineman
gonna
is,
be looking at linebackers and
Linebackers
D
or D
and
linemen.
or edge
edge.
rushers. Yeah, edge
Oh,
Yeah,
rushers.
yep. That's it,
Yeah,
bro.
because I don't know what the draft order is right now. I know Jacksonville's number 1, but
We're
the
number 9.
way
we number 11.
because I
Oh, number
know
11.
God
We're
damn,
not.
number 11?
I thought we were
because I
9.
know
there's a
We
lot of
not.
bad football teams.
I thought we was
yes,
There's
it's
a
a
10.
lot
lot.
of bad football
No,
teams.
it's a lot of bad. Like, thank you, T. It's a lot. Like Dallas only has 3 wins, and Dak is done for the season.
Yep.
So, and they pretty much setting themselves up for the tank. Then
Yeah,
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is
yeah.
banged up. They setting themselves up for the tank. The Patriots,
Dallas trading up into
Patriots
the
should
top 5. Dallas is gonna trade up
Patriots
into
should
the
be in
top 5.
top 5.
Yeah,
Cleveland.
Patriots, Cleveland's in the run for it. The Saints are in the run for it. It's a lot. It's a lot of
The Raiders. Yeah.
the Raiders. So this is what's making this draft
oh,
interesting
niggas is going
because
4 for QBs. Oh my god.
and
Niggas,
that's the thing because there's 2 QBs that you should really go for in this draft. There's really only 2 QB,
Only
but
2.
it's a lot of teams that's going for those 2 QBs for different reasons.
mm-hmm.
Because either you're a team that's strapped at the cap like New Orleans and Dallas, and it's like we need a new QB in the building because we're not going to be able to get one in free agency or through trade, or you're just a bad team like the Patriots, or well, they don't need a QB, but you got a bad team like damn, hold up, teams might actually be straight in Q because
The
Raiders,
Giants.
The
Raiders and the
Titans,
Giants.
the
Raiders
Titans.
and the Giants.
So that's what I'm getting. So okay, so you got the Raiders, Giants, and Titans. They're looking for a QB straight up, regardless, because they just need to step into a new direction. Then you got the strap teams that the cap that's trash that need a QB like the Browns and the Cowboys. It's like, hey yo, it's getting ugly. It's getting ugly up there, man.
I'll be honest with y'all. At this point, we need to build a culture, and if we win a couple games, then so be it.
That's what.
Just
And
take
to
the
be
best
honest
player
with you,
available.
that's where I'm at
Mm-hmm.
too, bro.
It's crazy because I literally just retweeted a video. It was Chuba Hubbard like hyping up the crowd. I was
And
like,
Mayshawn
oh, okay.
Robertson. Yeah.
I said, okay, I like what I see there.
No,
Like, if we're gonna have dogs like that actually talking their shit, especially someone like a Chuba who is actually out on the field producing. Chuba is top 5 in rushing right now. A lot of people don't know that. He's
Yeah.
quietly
yeah.
top 5 in rushing,
Yep.
and he out here talking that shit, hyping up the team. Yeah, that's who I want as a leader on my team. If they don't
And
make the captain next year, that's a
about
problem.
J.C. Horn at cornerback locking up
Yeah,
niggas.
Yo, yeah, JC.
yeah.
Oh my God, JC on
No,
fucking fire.
I was going to say that like I understand that, and it's funny because I'm gonna revisit an old point and question I asked in an earlier episode. Y'all have young pieces where it's like it's not all bad. It's all about execution and finding an identity on how y'all going to win games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, there's a lot of similarities to us. Like y'all, JC Horn is like our scary Terry. Like you have that person that you know he's a baller. It's just like, damn, where's the other help gonna come at? Like it's like in football, you really need other pieces to help you move along or to get you over the hump. So y'all got that, like you got that impactful, like Pro Bowl type player, no matter what position he is. And then you also have a good rushing game because y'all did upgrade y'all offensive line this offseason. So that's what's been helping Chuba Hubbard get going in the run game. So now it's like, okay, Bryce looks like he's more confident out there. He's not like overly getting you over with the step, but he looks like he's in a better headspace. He's looking more confident out there. He's trying to get the ball downfield to these rookie wide receivers you have in Coker and our homie Leggett and everything. So it seems like he's in a better headspace. So that's going on for you. So now it's all about like T said, sometimes establishing a culture is more than just trying to get a player. Because what's the point of getting a player if you're in a trash culture? You feel me? which is leading me to my next point. Because I remember when I asked the question, like, who's in the worst spot between y'all and the Bears, and y'all surprised I said I picked the Bears. That was me letting y'all know that I was wrong. I admit that I was wrong because what's going on in Chicago is all bad. Even with the trade, it's all bad in Chicago.
They just know how to ruin quarterbacks. Yeah. Think about it. Mitch Trubisky comes in, lame duck coach, set him up for failure. You draft Justin Fields under a lame duck coach and bring in an even worse offensive-minded coach. You bring in a defensive coach who doesn't know jack shit about developing quarterbacks and say, oh, Justin Fields is the problem. And, yeah, he had to play his role in it, but we've seen Justin Fields look good with Pittsburgh. I mean, they look better since they put Russ in, I admit it, but he did a good job getting them to 4-2. So clearly he got the problem. Now he can sit and continue his development in an organization that knows how to win. And then you do the same thing to Caleb Williams. You bring him under a lame duck coach. When you got the number 1 pick and everybody knew that they're going to take Caleb Williams, you should have fired Matt Eberflus and brought in an offensive-minded coach to develop your quarterback. This is a lost season for Caleb Williams because you're going to have to come in and bring a new system, new terminology, new playbook, and a quarterback whose confidence is shot.
Seen this before.
I'm about to say, we've seen this before. Very, very recently, too.
Yeah.
But, hey, getting back to it, I would say this. Do y'all remember after a certain trade was made in the offseason and a certain signing was made, I said, and I quote, we won that. We got rid of someone, and we actually got someone for a lot cheaper and that can actually give his production. Everybody told me that I didn't know what I was talking about. That's all.
Yeah, talk that talk, dog.
Everybody told me I didn't know what I was talking about. We seen them play. We seen them play on Sunday against one another. Well, not physically against one another. We saw somebody disappear, like how they always disappear. When your team needed you the most, you became Avatar. How he always
Damn,
said.
man. Damn, man. Not Aang, man.
Aang,
Damn, man.
I hate to do my. I hate to call him Aang, because Aang my boy.
Damn.
But and I'm gonna let every Giants fan know. I'm gonna let everybody know that name stays home. Y'all better stop calling him fucking Spider-Man. That's not his fucking name.
Oh man.
Y'all can call him Twister. Y'all can call him whatever y'all want to call him. Y'all can call him Can't Set the Edge.
Hey, I like that one. That was good.
Now we've got to the point of the pod where I can talk my shit. Because first and foremost, I told the world we were good when we picked up DJ. I said we got DJ. He's a lot cheaper for the same production. Matter of fact, he's gonna give us more production. I literally pulled up the stats for the past 2 years and showed them side by side. I said, and I quote, whoever is beside Brian Burns is always going to produce more than him because he does not know what he does not know what he's doing. He can't set the edge. He shoots any kind of tackle whatsoever. He had one play that entire game, and that was that sack.
That was the first play.
The first play of the game. After that, you barely heard much from him. He was more effective in the run game than he was in the pass game, but he's supposed to set the edge. So you playing defensive tackle at this point. That's what I heard. You in the run game, my brother. So you filling the gaps. That's what it sounds like to me. But speaking of that, but speaking of our 2-game win streak, let's talk about how it started. Them bitch ass niggas down in New Orleans. And the pink slip Panthers, we did y'all a fucking favor. We got rid of y'all bitch ass coach, y'all dirty ass coach, y'all disgusting ass coach. Fuck that nigga Dennis Allen. I'm glad. I hate that he's gone because I love how he traumatized y'all motherfuckers. Fuck.
They did the second line in New Orleans on a man's firing. That was nasty work, New Orleans. Nasty work.
And then they these motherfuckers, They were sitting here. They were so upset that they lost to us. They were so sad that they lost to us. They acted like it was. Well, let me get
Man,
my shit
they
off real quick.
act.
No, let me get my shit off
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
go ahead.
They was around here acting like it was August 29th, 2005. That's how they were acting.
God, bro.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
No,
Come
fuck
on.
that.
Come on. You taking that's a 15-yard penalty.
We got bitch ass Cam Jordan. He wasn't even 5 minutes removed from the field. We just lost to the Panthers. Man, shut your bitch ass up. How Lonnie Johnson and J.C. Horn tell them? Bro, we got the same record as y'all. But y'all out here acting like y'all. These motherfuckers act like they was 6-2 or some shit. And then speaking of, let's go back to this week. We set them up perfectly for the perfect expiration date. They should have been killed for the season. But the Falcons, who can't finish shit, they couldn't even put them in the ground. The Falcons ain't nothing but what is it called? Like not a rim job. What is it? Y'all know them edging. They edging. The Falcons edge more than Brian Burns. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's nasty work. That's the
Amen.
work.
Amen. That's your.
If we were on the pitch, that's 2 yellow cards. Oh my goodness, bro.
You too. Don't shadow ban us again, please.
Hey,
my bad, y'all.
We're gonna keep doing. We're gonna go with the Lord. That's what we're gonna keep doing. We're gonna go with the Lord with this slander. That's what we're gonna keep doing.
Hey, you put it on my heart. My Lord and Savior put it on my heart.
Oh Lord. Yeah. It's been an interesting NFL season. That's all I can say. If you're losing, you're losing bad. If you're winning good. Some teams win ugly, but a dub is a dub. I mean, yeah. Just I don't know what to say, man. It's just a lot of moving parts, bro. It's a lot.
Hey, I just want my 2 more wins. I want my 2 more wins so I can be happy with how the season goes, and we can say that we're trending up. That's all I want.
All right, this is what I want, bro. I want Canales to stop being a hoe and this name rights to start up for the rest of the season, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
Open up the playbook, bro.
What are we doing?
Look. Ray Jesus died for his sins so Bryce Young can walk again. Come on. I'm bringing the nickname back for you, Corey. I'm bringing the name because he served his person. He was never supposed to walk on water. He was supposed to go there and look bad enough so Bryce could get his job back. The sacrifice was needed. The sacrifice was needed.
And on the 3rd game.
I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I'm done, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
I'm done.
Where is my goddamn composition book? Where is my goddamn composition book?
Yeah, anybody else got something to say? I ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't got nothing else to say, man.
Oh shit, man.
Pittsburgh plays the Ravens
on YouTube.
Versus Ravens this Sunday. That's a great matchup. Tune in for that, Joy. Philly versus Washington tomorrow. Pray for the boys. We're gonna really see who's going to be the lead in this division. Kansas City undefeated and shit. Yeah. I ain't got nothing, man. Or you fucking.
I'm done.
We got any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Hey, final thoughts. The prophecy may unfold. If Kansas City win this weekend, I'm calling it. The prophecy gonna unfold.
Hey, don't let them beat the Chiefs, bro.
If they beat the Chiefs, I'm gonna be out on Mint Street like we won the damn Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness.
What time y'all play?
1 o'clock.
I think it's at 1.
Ah, shit.
1 o'clock.
Ah, shit.
Don't let them move. If Kansas City win this week, if we the team that foils their undefeated record, you can't tell me shit.
What?
I don't know, man. ESPN and all the outlets gonna lose their mind, bro.
And I'm gonna love it.
Here's my final thought. And this is crazy because the state of New York took the souls of all these sports franchises just so the Liberty can win a fucking championship. And I found that very, very sad, especially when it comes to this football shit, because the Jets and the Giants suck. Both of them stink, especially the fucking Jets.
The Jets are the Jets.
Travis was right. Green Bay fans was right. Everything he said involving the NFC North teams and Aaron Rodgers, he was right. Because what we saying, they should not have got their ass whooped by Arizona like that.
No.
That's my final thought. The state of New York football is in hell. That's my final thought.
Facts.
And the Knicks lost tonight too. Hell yeah.
Hey, yo,
Hey, man.
shout out to Cam Thomas though. Shout out to Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson. Y'all some real niggas, man. We got a shout out for y'all. Say Cam, save the Cams. Save all the Cams, man. Save the Cams, man. Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson. Save all of them, man.
This is New York sports way of showing women's empowerment, man. Sacrificing for the liberty, bro.
I see that.
That's what it is, bro.
Because I wish one team didn't sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? But that's a story for another day.
We don't gotta do that.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah,
Let me say this real quick. Over the off season, what I want for my team is for them to let Evero go and bring in Robert Salah. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Yeah.
Team, final thoughts, man.
Let's see. I mean, the usual. Fuck the Knicks. Fuck Adam Silver.
Yeah. Keep the streak alive.
I mean, we got this great in-season tournament, and you're telling me you're going to put the in-season tournament next year on fucking Amazon Prime.
That's the commissioner for you.
Sick work.
Not everything can be on Amazon Prime, man.
Everything can't be on Amazon Prime.
Not everything can be on there,
what are we? Ain't we getting the NBA on NBC back next year? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here, bro?
We could have had the semifinals and the championship game on NBC, but no Amazon Prime.
What are we doing?
A lot of people have Prime Video. I get it. There's probably more people with Prime Video than cable or whatever. Fine, but come on, bro. The in-season tournament on Amazon Prime. The play-in tournament on Amazon Prime. What are we doing, bro?
We could have had Dwayne Wade and Noah Eagle calling them games.
And we talking about the whole play-in tournament. Like,
yes, on Amazon Prime. Well, I don't know about the whole in-season tournament, but I know the play-in tournament getting the playoffs is going to be on Amazon Prime next year.
Oh.
No ESPN, no NBC, not even Peacock.
Oh, well, God, bro.
This dude,
well,
you continue, as Stephen A. Smith would say, to denigrate the great game of basketball, bro.
Whew.
I'm sick of this shit, bro. You can send the vans, bro. I got heat and a pistol on me, bro.
No, it wouldn't have been him, T. It wouldn't have been him. You know who would have sent them?
David Stern would never done this in the league, bro.
Nope.
He never would have.
Well, on that note, as T was trying to say earlier, we everywhere, man. Follow the pod, like, subscribe, share with the homie, share with the ladies. Lady love sports too. They need to hear these takes. They need to hear this content. You know what I'm saying? We ain't hard to find. We out here. We just trying to grind shit. Just having a good time doing this. But yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And before we leave, because lately we just seen a lot of crashing out from these athletes lately. All thing I can say is, man, just keep the crashing out private, man. We don't need to see your L's, bro. We don't need to see the L's, dog.
Athletes are regular niggas, bro.
We don't need to see the L's, bro. Everybody keep
that to yourself.
Yeah, keep all the crash outs and the L's to yourselves, man. Yep. It's okay.
Learn how to take L's privately.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not on ESPN taking this L, so you don't have to let us know about it, bro. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, bro. It's okay, sis. We understand. Well, I don't understand. Get us out of here, Dave.
Shout out to the new subscribers. We appreciate y'all.
Shout out
subscriber to the new followers. Everyone that's new to South Support. We appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all.
Get hurt again. Oh, this is old. Never mind.
Hey,
My bad, yo.
New content is on the way. We're gonna be back in the arenas real soon. Just wait on it. Follow us on all the social media platforms. Anywhere you get your podcast. Sads and 4. We out of here.
Gang?